You're listening to Think, a podcast for learning. Think, it's like think, but with an M instead of an N, so it's Think. Once again, a podcast for learning. A podcast where we do the learning, so you don't have to. I'm your host, Nicholas. I'm your host, Nicholas Rue, and with me, as usual, is your other host, Paul Vine.
Hello, welcome to Think. Nick already told you where you are. I'm not going to repeat what Nick's saying because I don't want to, nor would I be able to, even under the best of conditions.
Entirely your choice, and you've chosen not to, and I respect that. This is episode 91. This is our first episode in 2 weeks because we were violently ill.
That's true.
Just sick boys. But not the good kind of sick.
Yes, I was down with the sickness.
We got up. Come on, we got down with that sickness.
I took the keys off the table. I honestly don't know what the hell he's saying.
Yeah, you create another fable. You wanted to.
Yeah.
And that's all we need to do. What's that band? System of a Down.
Yeah. They're not allowed on Twitter anymore, I think.
They're not TOS because they're all simps. I mean, the S word, you can't say that.
I don't think you call people from Armenia simps.
I mean, not by default, but if they're
I think they might, like, I don't know if this is a joke somebody made or if this is actual that they got, because like Twitter banned a bunch of accounts from Eastern Europe. Let's just roughly say like Russia, Armenia. There's another one in there that they were just like China maybe, which I guess is not Europe, is Asia, but technically most of Russia is also Asia. So, but somebody said that they got there.
System of a Down got?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't bothered to check.
You know who
My
else
guess is
got death grips? Anyway, so all we've done the past 2 weeks since we tried to create a super strain of COVID that gets COVID sick, so there would be no more COVID. Like a COVID's COVID. Like the COVID of my COVID is my COVID enemy.
Well, yeah, we took the concept of why does the bigger COVID not just simply eat the smaller COVID?
That's what we thought. We thought if we made COVID real big, you could catch it in a net. Turns out we just made meth wrong and poisoned ourselves pretty bad.
They did do that in an episode of Fringe where they were just like, what if we took the common cold but made it big? Like, what if we took the common cold but made it the size of a cat?
That's funny. That's like the opposite of that Magic School Bus episode where they're like, what if we get real small?
And then they got like eaten by germs.
The red-haired one. That's
Arnold.
Arnold, yeah. Not Chucky. That's a different show.
How fucked up is like Miss Frizzle? I know they rebooted that show and they turned Miss Frizzle into Kate McKinnon.
Did they? They're just talking about this. You've just read things on Twitter and then dreamed about them. And
no, they did that. I thought they did that.
That's not a thing that exists.
That's a plan then.
It's definitely plan.
Planned.
I'm sure it's a plan.
Okay.
But just because you read something was going to happen does not mean it happened.
I thought it came out. I swear I thought it came out.
I'm going to Google this. Nothing has come out in a year. And you think the Magic School...
No, it's not. It was like a while ago.
Okay, look it up.
Like now...
You read an article and you thought it was a thing that happened because you just skimmed it because you were also reading...
Magic School Bus. No. Magic School Bus Rides Again came out in 2017.
Okay. Who's in it?
Kate McKinnon as Fiona Felicity Frizzle. And then Lily Tomlin as Valerie Felicity Frizzle, PhD.
You know what? This is real. You are right. It was on Cubo, whatever Cubo is.
That's that Pokemon that wears its mom's skull.
Cubo's like,
Cubo just went around with his bone using it as like a TV antenna.
Yeah, Cuba's the unevolved form of Quibi.
Oh, yes. Hey, Nick, would you like to take one guess as to who performed the opening theme for The Magic School Bus Rides Again?
Fiona Apple.
No. You know him. You
I know
love
him. Weird Al Yankovic?
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, Lin-Manuel. Lin-Manuel. LWW.
Lin-Manuel.
Yeah, I've decided I'm a fan of him now. I rewatched Hamilton, and I get it now.
Mm-hmm. You like that miner back in like 1864, you had like a large piece of pipe burst through your skull and damage your brain.
Yeah, like that guy that's walking and he fell on an old gate post and then he's real good at math.
Yeah.
I think I fell asleep during that movie.
I feel like that was a rude joke. I apologize for that.
What? Are you talking about the tragedy of the man who was impaled in the head and then got real good at calculus?
No, I was talking about the guy who got hit in the head and then became really mean.
You know, I think most people that get hit in the head become very mean, if not just very briefly afterwards.
Yeah. Jesus is maybe the sole person who got hit in the head and was just like, it's fine.
Did Jesus get hit in the head? Are there any canon examples?
Would you call getting baptized being hit in the head?
No, I'd call that getting baptized. If there's another word for it, it's not a different thing.
Okay.
Except in the case of synonyms.
Well, he says turn the other cheek. So
yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. But I don't know if he actually got slapped. Or if he was just as a do as I say, not as I do situation. Because I don't know if he ever... I don't think there's in the Bible anywhere where like... and then Jesus just got up and they slapped Jesus across the face.
Yeah, I don't think Jesus ever got slapped. Jesus got clapped, but he didn't get slapped. And that's all I have to say about that. So let's get into what we were going to talk about off air. Oh, we've been watching TV. There's literally nothing else to do right now. We didn't go to school because our digital car got snowed in and we couldn't get to the school.
The internet got frozen.
Our internet got frozen.
All the pipes that the internet travels through got frozen.
Our school servers are based in Texas.
Yeah, they took all the power away from our school servers to put into Ted Cruz's house so that his poodle didn't die while he fled the country.
Left the poodle, though.
Yeah, he left the fucking poodle, man. What a...
Well, his daughters wanted him to leave the poodle.
Okay, so you're saying that the daughters it's attempted poodle slaughter.
I think the only reason they wanted to leave, I think, I'm sure Ted Cruz wanted to stay and help the people of Texas, and I'm sure his kids did too, but that fucking poodle, they just couldn't stand to be around that poodle anymore. So they thought, we'll go to Cancun.
I would love if Ted Cruz, rather than trying to make excuses for literally any of the other shit that he's pulled and done, he said some stuff about Star Wars today that I didn't see the full quote. But compared, I think, the Republicans to being the Rebel Alliance rather than the Empire.
Man, he gets it. He gets it.
He's at CPAC talking some mad shit.
Is that just because Gianna Carolla was
Gianna, her last name is not Carolla.
Whatever it is, I don't care. I don't need to know her name.
Gina Carano, I think is her name.
Oh man, I was so far off. I should really remember which letters comprise her name. Gina Colorado was a rebel drop trooper, right? So he was just like, let's position this as actually...
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Barack Obama is Darth Vader because...
He's black.
He's got a deep voice. What the fuck, Paul?
He's tall.
How
tall is Barack Obama?
About 6'7". And he was a former bodybuilder. Yeah, people don't know that. He's been up to some other stuff we could talk about in a little bit. Joe Biden is obviously
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Grandma Tarkin.
Grandma Tarkin. He's Grandpa Tarkin.
He's Grandpa Tarkin. No, that's probably giving him too much credit. He's like.
Oh, I lost him. Second. You're fine now.
No, I was just thinking. That wasn't a technical error. That was just you saw me like want to compare him to Obi-Wan, but then I realized that's ridiculous because one, I like Obi-Wan, and two, the rebel Obi-Wan aligned with the rebels and was obviously a Republican.
I think if I had to slot Ted Cruz into the Star Wars universe.
If you had to. No one's making you. This is you're choosing to slot Ted Cruz into the Star Wars universe. I'm choosing to.
Salacious Crumb.
Okay, that's pretty good. I would say Bib Fortuna is also pretty solid because he's just a snively little, sniveling little fuck.
And Trump is obviously Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, and once Trump gets sucked into the pit, it's up to Ted.
Fortuna takes over.
You know, I gotta say though, people are like dunking on his hair. I think he looks cool.
Who?
Ted
Jabba's
Cruz?
hair?
No, Bib Fortuna.
Oh. People are dunking on Ted Cruz's like obvious quarantine haircut. I think it's fine. I know plenty of people who've had that.
You know the yee ass haircut thing?
The what?
The yee ass haircut.
No,
it's like something from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas where he was like, CJ, if you want to get some bitches on your dick, you need to get rid of that yee ass haircut.
Is that what Ted Cruz has?
I think he has the best example of what I can personally think of as a yee ass haircut. I don't think he has any bitches on his dick, but that's just based on hearing him talk for 1 minute. I don't see how
his Twitter likes seem to imply that is also not the case.
That's true. Hey, did you see the recent Twitter like of Kyle MacLachlan, Age of Dale Cooper?
Yeah, the one about goth girl.
Yeah, goth girl supremacy.
Yeah, that was a thing though. Like, it ain't wrong. That is a very funny thing that like late 90s, early 2000s. I feel like. Oh, you know what that was, Nick? It was Hot Topic.
What?
It was because Hot Topic like basically just transitioned into Invader Zim merchandise warehouse at a certain point. Like I was talking to Sarah about this the other day of, if you were a quote unquote like girly girl, or like a more feminine, traditionally feminine girl in like middle school.
Yeah, you shopped at Claire's,
early
like Harrison
Ford. You went to Claire's, or Limited. But if you were like edgy goth or whatever, you would go to Hot Topic, and like I just remember Hot Topic suddenly being the thing of like, oh yeah, here's where you go to get band T-shirts and Invader Zim.
Yeah, or you were fucking sick now it's like me, dude, and you got ringer tees from Myers, and then novelty shirts from Spencer's Gifts.
I got my novelty T-shirts that said like I am fluent in sarcasm from JCPenney.
Dope, dude. Are you still fluent in sarcasm, or did you let that slip?
I let it slip. It's been a long time.
It's been a long. So you were wearing that a year ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
No shame, dude. Fashion.
I say as I'm wearing a shirt right now that says, "This grandpa just wants to log on to the net and drink apple juice."
Grandpa Tarkin.
Grandpa Tarkin. That should be the name of this episode. Fuck.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we can change it as many times as we want. We should try and have as many titles as we can by the end.
I'm changing it right now live. This is for the people.
This is for the people. Okay, I found it. It's actually GTA 5, and it's something Lamar says to Franklin. He says, maybe if you got rid of that yee ass haircut, you'd finally get some bitches on your dick. And
okay.
The definition, according to Urban Dictionary, of a yee ass haircut is something you should get rid of if you want some bitches on your dick. So it's,
okay, so it's like a tautology there.
Yeah, I think
that's fine.
I think, but if you just look at Ted Cruz's haircut and you just go yee,
I saw people saying that he looks like he's about to bust out an acoustic guitar at a party.
What's he playing? What's Ted Cruz drumming for you?
I feel like it was like a Lumineers now.
No.
But I don't know. To me, that haircut screams folk punk. Like,
and the only way that folk punk communicates is by screaming.
Yes, that's true. So,
preferably high pitched.
I would love to see Ted Cruz play a Johnny Hobo song. Like,
why don't even fucking Ted Cruz doesn't know who Johnny Hobo is. He's disgusted by the idea of Johnny Hobo.
That's why I'm building up this idea
of Ted Cruz being cooler.
Yeah, because him being cooler would mean that he leaves the Senate and has no power over me as a human being.
Dude, Ted Cruz, if anything, is playing like what was on my PSP in 9th grade. Like, he's playing like novelty Family Guy and South Park songs he's memorized.
Oh man, yeah, he's definitely playing "Give Up the Toad" from that episode of Family Guy that parodies Grease. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh my god, the plot of that episode. That's
the
true.
Fuck is Give Up the Toad?
The plot of that episode is Peter enrolls in high school and becomes like the cool high school. What?
Who?
Enrolled. Peter. The main character
enrolled.
From
okay,
Family
I thought you said
enrolled.
Peter and rolled.
No. Peter
and I thought
enrolls. And it's like a Grease parody. Okay. And what happens is the kids are doing Toad, where they lick a toad that has hallucinogenic sweat or whatever to get high, and he sings a song that does the like, I've got chills all through my body and I'm losing control of my bladder and my sphincter. It's very goofy, but it's a parody of that one Grease song.
Yeah, I fucking hate that. I think he's playing like some what's that Mumford & Sons song?
Little Lion Man.
Yeah, Little Lion Man, Tiny Lion Man. Look at this little bitch of a lion man.
I could see him play like Poison.
He's playing he's playing some fucking acoustic versions of Real Big Fish's ska cover versions of hair metal songs. That's my final answer. That sucks. That's like 3 levels of suck that Ted Cruz would do, because he'd think he would think that people would think it's funny, but you can't. And then
in between songs while he's tuning, he would just like quote The Simpsons, which is like a legit thing that he does. That's the only way that he can kind of connect to people, is by making pop culture reference, and God knows that the least funny people on this earth are people who only talk about pop culture in order to try to get people to like them.
Sidebar: What are we doing here?
I don't know.
What?
I think we're going to talk about
pop culture to get people to like us.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to shout out to our 495 new
this episode
followers.
This episode is dedicated to Zoom_. M50IA8K.
Yeah, if you're a real person watching this, hit that like button. And if you're a fake robot watching this, get about 480 of your friends to swing on by and give us a like as well. Or subscribe. I don't fucking know how apps work.
I think they still exist. As far as I know, they're real people, because as Twitch has yet to drag them screaming and kicking away from this corpse of a channel. Hey, we won some Fortnite the other night because of these boys. They rolled up because we were playing Fortnite, and we won.
Yeah.
So.
Check it out later. We might be playing some more Fortnite. That's the game where you have to build as many forts as you can in one night.
I think that's the plot of that game. Nick, let's talk about Scorsese.
You can't make me.
Okay. let's
You
talk
can't make me talk. I don't go on Twitter for a reason. The fact that what is happening is that you're becoming the dude that's like, oh, I saw 100 bad things on Twitter, and you look at them. And it makes me associate you with all the terrible fucking shit on the internet. Let me guess. Scorsese said, yeah, I feel like superhero movies are all like kind of doing the same thing, and it's not really testing the media film. No, did he say, okay, let me guess. He said, I saw, I don't know, what did he say?
Here's the thing. Here's the trick.
He didn't say anything.
He did not say anything.
You can't do that. He said something.
No.
He fucking said something. Scorsese said, "Can I get a bagel at least this week?" He's in New York. It'd be a mistake if he didn't get a bagel this week.
Now, he probably recommended like a 1970s English film to Jack Black or something. The thing that Scorsese
that
did
said, if
this
Jack
week,
Black hasn't seen Wicker Man, he should, because he would like it.
Oh, I think Jack Black would. That's going to result in like Southern California just like reenacting that movie if Jack Black sees that film.
Okay, if they reenacted Southern California Jack Black, Wicker Man and Jack Black's in it, I think Jack Black would do fucking amazing in the Christopher Lee role. Very different vibe, but he would be very, especially the review, like he's playing it very straight, but he's a weirdo. And like he has the charisma, so of course he's leading the congregation. And then at the end, it's finally like he's in the wig and he's dancing around. That'd be great. Especially if
I would love that.
If they cast like a very serious actor to play.
Who would be the lead, right? Like who would be the cop?
The biggest mistake of the remake was that they cast Nick Cage as the straight man, as the cop that goes in, rather than as the like Christopher Lee character.
Right. And it worked because they changed some stuff of like him having the flip out.
It worked?
I think it's.
Are we talking about The Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage? You're going to say it worked?
It worked, quote unquote, worked. Sorry.
Can we clip this? Can we clip this moment for whenever you talk about having an opinion on a movie ever again? We can just go back to this where you said that The Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage kind of worked. It didn't work at all. It's interesting because of how poorly it worked. But not even a second of that movie worked.
I think that, to me, that's working. It's generating ideas. It's generating discourse. That's what films should do. We're talking
all right,
about
Martin
it, aren't we?
Scorsese.
Anyway, thank you.
Martin, it's your cousin Marvin. Marvin Scorsese.
You know that mobster film that you've been looking for?
You know that toxic male you've been looking for? Listen to this. All right. What did Twitter say? They got mad because he makes movies only about men that are that have something toxic about them.
Okay, I'm trying. I don't like
because they know, do they know he made a movie about Jesus Christ, the most toxic man of them all?
Yeah, no, they probably thought that sucked because it's about Jesus getting off of the cross and living out a full life, and that turning out to be the actual temptation. They probably hated that.
Yeah, when Jesus gets down from the cross and says, "You can't stop me yet. I haven't done enough crimes," and then joins the Nazarene mob.
And then it cuts to Jesus being like, "I always wanted to be a mobster. Ever since I was a young boy.
My dad was a very powerful man. I always felt like I grew up in his shadow. But I knew when my time came."
Here's what I would love.
I was going to be the Christ.
I would love Willem Dafoe's Jesus doing the taxi driver "Are you talking to me" scene.
Okay, but like in King James Bible verse.
Yes. And thus
are you
going to
do it? I feel like you should do that. If you're going to present the bit, you got to do the bit.
I don't have a Willem Dafoe, man.
That's
I haven't
fine,
seen that film. I don't know how you play.
Make your face look like his face.
I don't even know how that's
do
possible.
That. Try like. No,
I can't do it.
It's mostly teeth. He's like a big teeth actor.
I don't have teeth.
I
have lost all my teeth.
I fucking see them right now. Audio listeners, don't let Paul fucking fool you. You can see his teeth real big.
No teeth.
Grit them.
That's why
grit them like you're a dog and there's someone in your neighborhood. Okay, and now make your eyebrows crazy. Okay, now talk like Jesus. But
And that's why I say this to you. Are you speaking to me?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I don't see anyone else here.
That's definitely not Willem Dafoe, but it is someone that's
Dafoe.
not you, and that's the first step.
All right, that's the first step to becoming Jesus, is to admit that you're not you.
You're not you. You're also two other people. I'm confused by how that works.
I'm not.
I don't want to get into
either.
it.
Okay, so what happened this week to get us back?
It's not speaking me.
Correct. Yeah, there you go. I think it's either the regular show or it might be the HBO show that the regular show creator is doing.
Yeah, it's not the regular show. I don't think regular show is still a show anymore. I think it's whatever the person made after that.
Yes, it's whatever that show
Yeah, I
is.
saw the clip. God comes down, I guess, and he's buff, and then he's like, superhero movies are boring. And then
and then a bunch of people tell him that he's wrong in a way that's not funny. Like, there's no joke there. It's just like, here's some facts. Here's what the discourse is around this. Which is that it's that comic of, me presenting my idea in a very coherent manner. My opponent like frothing at the mouth, screaming why I'm wrong and stupid. Mm-hmm. But like seeing that, and then
which you can do that. The ultimate meme for like people to be like, superhero movies are good is just to be like, superhero movie laser go pew pew pew, superhero energy beam go pew. Yeah, I watched that shit. I liked it.
Well, the only reason that like the discourse is obnoxious for a million of reasons. I just don't care. But the thing
I don't care. You do care. You do care because you're reading it and you're telling me about it.
Talking about it, yes. Well, the reason I was thinking about it.
You know what I did?
You slept.
No.
Or were sick.
No, I sat in my bed. I stared at my Taxi Driver poster. I made eye contact with Travis Bickle. And then I just ate sandwich pepperoni and hard salami like a normal fan of Martin Scorsese films, okay?
Big old bowl of pasta.
A big old bowl of pasta and rolled sandwich meats. And spicy Italian meats.
And cheated on my wife with a mistress.
Yeah, all right. I played online poker because you can't go play real poker. I put a firecracker in a Hot Wheel and pretended like I was listening to fucking Layla.
Yeah, okay.
You should have seen me. My neighbors were not happy. They were very startled, and I was just like, I
would love
I have to move out soon.
I would love to see like the clips of you just trying to reenact Scorsese clips and your neighbors, but like it's filming your neighbors and they're just their reactions to just in the background you reenacting bits from like Goodfellas and
I'll do it fucking tomorrow. I got nothing to do. What scene in a Scorsese film would you like me to see me recreate?
Oh boy. The thing is I still have not seen a whole lot of Scorsese.
All right, I'll go get crucified in the courtyard.
That would be good. I would like the Shutter Island like jail cell scene. If you could do that.
I don't. Yeah, I got to talk to an old lady who tells me I killed my kid or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Spoilers.
That's the plot of that film.
If you didn't watch Shutter Island, it's been like 10 years. Who cares?
Also, that's not he didn't kill the kids. His wife did.
No, that's Inception.
That wasn't Scorsese.
What's the one? No, what's the one with the crazy French wife?
That's Inception.
Then who's the crazy wife in Shutter Island?
Is she French? I don't. She might be French.
I don't know.
I don't remember who that character is. That character's not important.
Okay.
Unfortunately, like despite being like the central hook of the story, there she's not important. I don't know. The thing that I'm thinking about. Yes, it is. The thing that I'm thinking about is just the effort that people put into in the past week of taking like 20 seconds of Thor Ragnarok and trying to explain how Thor Ragnarok has very deep things to say about colonialism and about the only thing to do with an empire is to destroy it rather than to try to fix it.
Yeah.
And they do the critical thinking necessary to try to take the 20, 30 seconds of that in that film that is like 2.5 hours long to get big themes out of it, but then turn around and for literally anything else that's not made by Disney or Marvel, dismiss it at completely face value, which is baffling to me. Because it's a lot of work to comb through 2.5 hours of Thor Ragnarok jokes about ghosts, and Jeff Goldblum doesn't like it when you say the word slaves, to get to maybe Empire is bad.
Okay.
Which is really all that is.
I want to get back to what I always say about this. Do you like Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
I
don't remember anything that happened.
It's a fun movie. Taika Waititi is a fun, good director. I can't wait for his Star Wars movie. When I took my
LSD.
first film class in college, the professor passed around cards. I think I've said this on the podcast before. They pass around cards, and he asked everyone to write down their top 5 favorite movies. And then he collected them, and then he looked through everyone's cards, and he said more than half of you put The Great Gatsby, the Leonardo DiCaprio Great Gatsby. Did you just put the last movie you'd seen, or did you really like it that much? And several people raised their hands to volunteer how much they liked that movie. Most people aren't watching that many movies, dude. Like that's true. That's the fundamental truth. Most people have not seen that many movies. If they call it a Scorsese movie, they caught it when they were 12 on like TNT, and it was like a cable edited or like a TV edited version of Casino with commercial breaks for Axe body spray and Trojan condoms and fucking hot wings at Hooters. Like, and and that seeps into the brain. So people just don't give a shit. Like, they've seen superhero movies, and then in superhero movies they go, this has themes. It's like that shit where like the angel wings are behind a character, or the like dragon wings are behind, and they're like, this should be taught in every single school. They've just they like the idea of themes is so like impactful, just that something has themes, that it sticks with them. And now because of Twitter, everyone has an equal say in their dumb ass opinions.
So I understand that, and I'm not mad at these people. The thing that I'm mad about is that, like, what I want is, because I think it's good. I think it's fine that they are like putting in this effort to get this out of the big Marvel movie, because like even these big films should have stuff to say.
Yeah.
The problem is that they're missing the things that I think are like more. I don't want to say more important, but like, there are critical readings of the Marvel films that are like, no, all these people are bad. Having this like international like squad of superheroes who aren't beholden to anybody.
Bro,
and
there's
like
people who watch The Boys and think Homelander's actually cool. Like, you're not going to win with these people. Just pick your interpretation that you like and fucking mute the word superhero on Twitter.
Sure. But what I guess what I'm saying is, what I would like is, I would like for the result of people saying like, I think Thor Ragnarok is good in that it has a lot to say, to go and look at Taika Waititi's other films
for sure,
instead of feeding people back into the Marvel Disney stuff, which I get. Again, it's a thing I understand.
Yeah, and I remember a big response to Jojo Rabbit was, should Nazi be funny?
Yeah.
Just people's
not seem
opinions
funny.
on movies are the worst. Fucking, I never read reviews for movies. I don't listen to fucking analysis. I don't read letterbox shit. I don't look up movies I like on Twitter. I don't care what anyone else thinks about a movie unless it's a 58-minute video on YouTube that's gonna break it down for me, and I could just put that on while I look at my phone. And you know what I look at on my phone?
Porn.
No, I look at like Garfield horny for lasagna. And that's both like deep fried memes and also just the original Garfield comics are mostly that. And that's what makes me happy.
That's good. I'm happy for you. My brain is broken.
Big fan of Garfield. Dude, Garfield eats. Yes, I moved to Dubai. I've been applying. They won't take me.
To Dubai?
Yeah, they won't let me go to Dubai.
Why?
I don't know. I was like, I'm part of a podcast that has almost 500 followers on Twitch. Can I please come into your giant floating money city for one afternoon so I can see what Garfield's car looks like? There's a Garfield Eats in Toronto?
There was. It closed.
There was. So now I get to get a time machine and go to Canada? God. Life just gets more complicated every single day. Can you hear my upstairs roommate playing metal guitar?
No.
Fuck, you're fucking missing out. You're fucking missing out, dude. Shit. It's like
this would be a really good time for you to get up and reenact like some Scorsese. Scorsese a big fan of using metal guitar in his movies. Like what if instead of like the outro to Layla during that
like,
scene,
oh, that I see absolute horror. Yeah, that'd be sick. It'd be fucking sick. Is
fucking
what it'd be.
Master of Puppets, baby.
Martin Scosese. Can order a lasagne by mail if you live in Ontario. Well, I'm fucking coming to Ontario. Check it out. Thimk one-man tour. I'm gonna pretend to be Paul and then read annoying tweets. Wow.
Hurtful.
Yeah.
Hurtful. We do this podcast and you're being mean to me.
No, you're my bro
like
and my equal host.
It seems like you're mad.
It
seems like you're upset.
I'm only mad because I'm hearing metal guitar, and
sure.
And there's nothing I hate more than the Scorsese superhero discourse.
I know. To me, it's just very funny that like I thought we were done. I thought it was gone, and then they were just like, let's bring it back, but in cartoon form.
Yeah. God. You watching WandaVision? You liking it? No.
Yeah, the most recent one?
Yeah.
Am I digging it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that was part of what Sarah and I were talking about, and then this gets into that larger conversation a little bit, but like comics can be weird.
Hell yeah, they can.
TV shows and movies for like the Marvel properties have not done that. Like Wanda's the weirdest one by far, but that means nothing in the grand scheme of things. Because like who are these characters? Like who are Wanda and Vision? Like the closest thing I feel like I've had to characterization was in the episode that came out today, when it shows them like sitting down and her watching Malcolm in the Middle, and Vision just fucking comes on in. And there's that moment where something like he's like, I read this in a book. Does this help you? And she's just like, no, you fucking idiot. That doesn't help me at all. And he's like, oh, okay. And then looks at the TV and then just laughs and then pauses and goes like, wait, was that funny? Because he doesn't know what it means to be human. Right, like he doesn't.
That's like a
robot.
deep theme. I wish Martin Scorsese would cover something like what it means to be human.
But like that's the closest thing to characterization for these characters and their relationship.
Yeah,
like everything else has just been they're. I don't know.
I mean, isn't that the entire point of the show? Is that these characters are basically just like dumped in front of us in a fucking Age of Ultron movie, and now we're working backwards to see who they are?
Yeah, sure.
I feel like it's effective in that. I like the last episode.
I've been enjoying it.
I read a theory because I don't know if you've been following behind the scenes, but I need shit to fill my brain. That's not superhero Scorsese discourse. So I like to read fan theories, which are mostly just made up things on the internet. You may have heard of that. And one of these is that so who plays Vision?
Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany said in an interview that he was going to get to work with someone that he'd always wanted to work with, and that there was still a surprise cameo left. And it was someone that...
Yeah, so I know that there's supposed to be a cameo at the end that's going to blow people's socks off.
That's what people said. And then Paul Bettany said he got to work with someone that he always wanted to work with, and he was very excited to work with. And
it's Russell Crowe as Captain Jack Aubrey, back again.
Who's Jack Aubrey?
From Master and Commander.
Oh, I haven't seen that, man. I like Master and Margarita. That's the one I like.
Oh, okay.
And but
you should see Master and Commander.
Apparently, Paul Bettany has said that his favorite actor ever is Al Pacino. And I read somewhere that there was rumors about Al Pacino meeting with Kevin Feige.
Al Pacino playing Mephisto?
Yes.
Okay,
that's what I read.
Because that's the stuff that I've seen, that where there's theories that Agatha keeps referencing this husband that sucks, but he's never shown. Mm-hmm. Like, she just keeps talking about Ralph, her current husband. It's unclear, and that he might be the devil.
Yeah, I do not think it's going to be Al Pacino, but I think imagining just like old fucking dumpy ass Al Pacino coming in and being like, Agatha, darling, I'm the devil.
He's the rabbit for sure. Like, if Mephisto is in this show, it's the rabbit.
Oh yeah,
because she's already shown. Like, in the episode tonight, she showed that she could like transform the cicada into a bird.
But in the newest episode, he eats that bird. So what if it's fucking Ozzy Osbourne, dude? What if they get? I mean, he has.
Okay, that would be also a very good pick for who would be the devil in this. It'd be get fucking Ozzy Osbourne, like current Ozzy Osbourne too.
Yeah, I don't think they can get past Ozzy Osbourne anymore. He lives back then.
If anybody could, I feel like, to be fair, Disney has done the de-aging technology. Why not?
That's true. Did you ever watch
the Luke Skywalker?
Yeah,
cameo was just them. That was just them testing out, and the Grand Moff Tarkin thing. That's them testing out, can we de-age Ozzy Osbourne to get like peak 70s Ozzy to play the devil in this show?
Well, so a few things. One, Grand Moff Tarkin was a CGI face they built. Luke Skywalker
was he died.
Huh? Because he died.
From scratch.
Yeah. And then I mean, they had reference photos.
No, those all
they
got
didn't
destroyed.
have to imagine Grandma Tarkin's face.
They had to bring that. They had to do like we talked about with the Pope, and they had to dig up that actor's body and put it in front of a camera and then CGI his corpse.
And that's
why it looks so weird.
That's why the Pope looks so weird. But for Luke Skywalker and the Mandalorian, they just did Disney's own proprietary deepfake technology, and that's why it didn't look as good.
Mm-hmm.
But Disney's still working on that technology. I actually watched a Corridor Crew Digital YouTube video where they do their own, but one of the guys on their team has worked with like the Matt Stone and Trey Parker, I forget what it's called, but they're like deepfake team that's one of the best out there. So theirs looked very good. The actor they picked to play Luke Skywalker was worse, but their actual deepfake technology is really impressive. I recommend looking up that YouTube video. However, did you ever watch on Netflix The Dirt, the biographical account of Motley Crue?
No.
Okay.
I did not.
Well, they have a young Ozzy Osbourne there where he's in a pool and he snorts ants. And the actor that plays him is, you may know from two things. Did you watch this Glorious Gemstones?
No, I did not watch that.
Okay, the guy in that plays the a former Satanist who is now like the best friend and live-in roommate of the youngest youth pastor Gemstone. Did you ever see School of Rock, the Nickelodeon show?
No.
Okay, well, I have. And he plays Dewey Cox in that.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, in the Nickelodeon TV adaptation, they couldn't get Jack Black. They also changed a lot of things. They really fuck with the canon of the School of Rock movie.
The deeply holy School of Rock canon. Now there's School of Rock Legends. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know? Oh my God. Okay. Here's the question that I have for you is
why is Vision white?
Oh, at the end? Why is he? They got that cool blue Vision. The joke I said that he looked like Dentine Ice Blast Vision.
That is apparently a thing in the comics, though.
He becomes blue.
That becomes white.
Okay.
Pale.
Sure, pale Vision. What do you think the end goal of this deepfake technology is for Disney? Because they clearly are working on developing it, right? For the Grand Moff stuff, for Luke Skywalker, for when they bring Ozzy Osbourne as a child devil. Because it's very hard for me to not see this developing into like Disney purchasing the rights and likenesses to actors so that they can continue. Like, what if Iron Man always looked like Robert Downey Jr. even after Robert Downey Jr. dies?
Well, that's crazy.
And
I
they
got
killed
bad
Iron
news
Man.
for you on that front.
What, Robert Downey Jr. can't be killed?
No, he's just already dead. Well, I see what you're saying. Listen, here, I think the end result
they've been sorry, go ahead.
The end result is so they could slowly reintroduce that Walt Disney has been revived. First, it's going to be like, oh, yeah, we're just deep faking Walt Disney's face on this living person as a goof. And then
like
slowly.
The Orville Redenbacher commercial.
Yeah, exactly.
That was how it started. That was the first introduction, was like, we brought Orville Redenbacher back from the dead. And everyone's like, this sucks. And they're like, all right, well, hey, you got to keep low for a little bit longer. We're still working on it.
Yeah, I think Orville Redenbacher was the test. And then I think pretty soon on Disney Plus, we're going to be reintroduced kind of like those things, those like documentary style things that Walt Disney used to do. And they're going to be like, yeah, we have a deep faked Walt Disney for this. And then, I don't know, maybe it'll be like the death of Kurt Russell, that his final words will be Walt Disney. And then during his Disney Plus streamed funeral, Walt Disney will come out and reveal himself as revived, that he had seen hell and defeated the devil, who is Al Pacino.
I love this idea because Disney is so widespread now that I could literally build every time they've done a hologram. Like at the Super Bowl this year, right? They made Vince Lombardi real. He's dead. They made a Vince Lombardi CGI or hologram to do a commercial. So that is part of this greater lore, that like Walt Disney has been revived, but they have to keep him on the down low until people are ready for it. Which it seems like it's still pretty far off, though. It seems like they're getting closer.
Yeah, I mean, we know that aliens are real, and I think it was the the Prime Minister of Israel last year that came out and said that aliens are real.
It was not Netanyahu.
I believe it was Netanyahu who.
It was Bibi Netanyahu.
Yeah, who said that aliens are real, but you got to be good if you want to meet them and touch them and shake their hand and rub their bald heads, and stare into their deep, dark, big eyes and be held by their long, slender,
powerful arms,
scaly arms, and kiss their wide, toothy mouths.
Very dry. That was the thing that he did say.
Lips,
it's like the
very
kisses,
dry.
The kisses were good, but they were very dry.
Very dry. Everyone knows alien kiss. Very dry.
There's no water in space.
In space, no one can hear you moisturize. Is that anything?
No one can hear you kiss.
No kissing in space. That's what planets are for.
That was like the plot of Jason X, was that they did some kissing and then Jason had to put an end to it because that's not allowed.
Yeah, I rewatched several YouTube clips of Jason X. Never see the full movie. But man, the wardrobe choices in that are nuts.
I think it's I put it on my Plex, I think.
It is. I'll watch it when I'm ready. But right now, like the world regarding Walt Disney's reanimated corpse, I'm just not ready. Mm-hmm. Need limited exposure.
What if that is the end of... Well, they're not... Maybe they're doing a Mandalorian season 3?
No, they for sure are.
I'm just trying to think where can they start slipping that in more? Like, where can you get Disney? Because I could see them doing, like... They can either do the documentary thing or, like, a Twilight Zone style.
What about, like, the MGM Lion? But it's just Walt Disney, like, sauntering up and being like...
What if they do, like,
Grogu.
What if they do like an Animorphs thing where the lion just like slowly over the course of like Disney movies over 10 years or whatever, right? The lion just slowly morphs back from a lion into Walt Disney.
No, I got it. This is fucking obvious how they're going to tease it is when they... So in season 3 of The Mandalorian, when they get into, Sith black magic, dark evil cloning, and it's implied that they steal Grogu's blood to either make a clone of Palpatine or to make a Snoke. In one of those tanks in the background, what do we see? But Walt Disney. That's the first hint. It's like Howard the Duck in Guardians of the Galaxy. They're just dropping a little teaser that'll pay off in maybe a decade.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's it. That's definitely the end game for Disney here. Because what's going to happen then
is... You're talking about Disney end game?
Yes, Disney's end game.
Yeah, do you think there's going to be a support group that we're all going to have to join? Where I remember where I was when they told me that Walt Disney's reanimated corpse had seized control of the United States government.
All right, so Disney died in 1960. So my theory here is that in 2066, Disney is going to run for president.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That's what this is all leading up to. If he's not already the president, because like the U.S. government just dissolves and becomes owned, like wholesale, owned by corporations, of which Disney is probably will be the largest by 2066.
I mean, if you want to talk about predictive programming, a lot of Marvel's more popular content has been about people coming back from the dead.
Right. I mean, that they just straight up did the thing in WandaVision where they were like, she didn't even have his body.
Yeah. She made it with her mind.
Just like this CGI version of Walt Disney that we made. That's definitely not built off the real body of Walt Disney.
It can't be. It's a strand cast. All right, that's a deep Star Wars reference. What's Walt Disney sound like? He's like, hey guys, I'm Walt. I
think it's like I'm Walt Disney.
Oh, how many Jewish people do we have to work at the company now? What's this, men and women working together? Separate floors.
14-hour work week. That's so good.
What's paternity leave? You didn't give Pluto a personality, right? He's still a little sub.
That is why they are constantly like. That's why these movies are so conservative, is because they're trying to reverse time to get back to, 1950s America, 1960s America.
Yeah,
which for Walt Disney is still like 1920s America.
Yeah. Wait till Disney's like, we've decided to put our male and female employees on separate floors in an effort to combat sexual harassment. In an effort to promote, because that's what Walt Disney said. He said Men and women can't be on the same floor. We do not run a co-ed department, or they'll all drink whiskey for lunch and then kiss in the closet.
Is that a thing that he said? That sounds like a Disney quote.
That's more or less an exact Disney quote.
The thing that I remember about Walt Disney,
he made Mickey
not
Mouse.
actually about. He
spread his legs, and Mickey Mouse popped out.
That's true. I think it was more like an Athena birthing from the forehead of Walt Disney. The thing that
Warrior
I remember
Princess?
is that. What?
Athena, Warrior Princess?
Yes, that was who it is. At my graduation speech, not my graduation speech, but when I graduated.
They let you give
college.
a speech? I think you're just supposed to shake their hand and walk away. You've always had balls on you, haven't you?
Yeah. I just grabbed the mic, You
did a tight five?
Yeah. The person who they got to do the big, ooh, you graduated college speech, told a story about a young kid torturing a bird or something. It was very hard to remember exactly what it was because it's a 4-hour-long ceremony. I don't care all that much.
Man,
I was falling
Walt
asleep.
Disney.
That was exactly what it was, Nick. It was
real?
literally, yes, it was literally I'm going to tell you about a little boy who grew up on a farm. And one day when he was on that farm, he found a small bird that had fallen out of a tree. He took that bird inside.
And he wrung its little neck.
He wanted to see how that bird worked. So he took it apart so he could document it and really figured out how it worked. That man was Walt Disney. And I was just sitting there the entire time excuse me? I'm sorry. You're telling me that Walt Disney was fucking John Wayne Gacy, Ted Dahmer, murdering an animal to figure out how it worked? And then he was just that's why he got into animation. I don't think that's true. I think you just made some shit up.
Walt Disney got into animation to combat his insatiable desire to see birds torn apart. After clearing the local bird population from his home and nearby parks, he knew that he'd have to pick up the old quill and parchment.
Why do you think
just staring at a static image wasn't enough?
Why do you think in Pinocchio that one kid gets turned into a donkey? That's based off a real life thing that Walt Disney attempted to do.
Whoa, he used to turn kids into donkeys?
Yeah, he tried to do the plot to the movie Tusk.
Yes, I saw that on a date. Great date movie. Great date movie.
Yeah, but instead of a walrus, Walrus
Disney? Walrus Disney? Walrus Disney? Walrus what?
This would be a great time for your camera to cut out. Walrus.
Holy.
We got us one of them there. Walrus.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. There's nothing else.
Finish your theory, because I'm on board.
Of what? Of him?
Walt Disney never died. He became king of the seas.
Yeah, he retired to Atlantis.
He found
that's why they
the
produced
pineal gland,
Atlantis
which contains the soul, and had it implanted into a walrus. Which fucking the incredible Mr. Limpet was just predictive programming for what he was doing.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the evil version of a walrus. Yes. Mallrats, Kevin Smith's in on it. What's he hiding?
All right. I'm changing this stream title to Walrus Disney.
Walrus Disney. That's good.
Got it?
A Malrus. The evil version of a Malrus. Wouldn't a Malrus? Mal is bad, so wouldn't it be like a Binrus? Whatever. It's Walrus.
Benayrus.
What about a ceiling rus?
Oh my god.
Are there any walruses in... I mean, there's every other kind of fucking animal.
There's walruses in Alice in Wonderland. At least one walrus.
I gotta rewatch that movie.
It might not be in the movie. I don't remember.
I gotta say, I think we cracked the code.
I think we did.
People said we couldn't crack the code. And that's why this is a podcast for learning. The end goal of deepfake technology is to slowly reintroduce the physical human form of Walt Disney, who will have his soul transferred back to this host body.
Hold up, real quick.
From the Walrus
Disney.
Huh?
Yes.
From the Walrus he's been living in, Walrus Disney, that has now conquered the 7 seas.
The seas.
All 7 of them.
I think that it was also the plot to the later Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So those are probably, they're just basing, like, they're getting transmissions from Walrus Disney as he's swimming around the seas. And they're just like, we should turn these into films. Let's get...
And then...
I almost said Jack Black,
yeah, and then Walrus Disney went a little... what do they call it? Radio dark?
Yeah.
And so they just had to buy Marvel just to kill some time.
Yeah.
And Star Wars to kill even more time.
Well, like Echo the Dolphin, Walrus Disney found himself sucked up into a spaceship.
Hey, quick question. So all Marvel, all like superhero movies are sci-fi, or like sci-fi fantasy, right? Science fantasy, space operas. Maybe not space operas, but like sci-fi fantasy, right?
All superhero movies are?
Like the entire superhero lore. Because I was reading about it, and it's all the stuff on Earth is from like 2 celestial beings dicking around with early man.
Maybe?
And they created the Eternals, and then they created the Deviants, which have the X-Men gene.
So there is... I don't know about that exactly, but I do know... So they did an amalgam, like, crossover series in the comic books in... 80s, 90s. I don't remember.
Are you
exactly
talking like
was.
Archie Comics and Dark Horse?
No, it was like DC
Archie
and
meets
Marvel.
Lobo.
So
what's Lobo? Lobo's Dark Horse. I mean, Lobo's DC, right?
Yeah, Lobo's part of DC. There's some people think that Zack Snyder said something about a cameo in his cut of Justice League. That's gonna blow
based
people
on what
away.
I
People
fucking
are
heard
really
about that
hungry for
movie,
Lobo.
every single comic book character ever is going to be in it.
I hope Lobo's in there.
I hope. Who do you want to play Lobo?
Oh man, it's like Mickey Rourke.
Really?
I feel like he could do it. You know who? Realistically, you know who it would be?
Who?
It'd be the guy who plays the sheriff from Stranger Things, who
What?
played Hellboy. They would get that guy.
He's not strong enough. Lobo's got to be ripped. I'm thinking
I think
Jason Mantzoukas in a muscle suit.
Is okay in a muscle suit?
Yeah.
Like you can't be like he needs to be ripped and then throw out Jason Mantzoukas.
No, I think in like a DaBaby style muscle suit. It's
Okay, sure.
Jason Mantzoukas.
Okay.
So,
so-
Jason Momoa's already Aquaman. You can't have that. I think the Zooks is the next best option.
They should just get a bunch. Marvel has a bunch of Chris's, you know, so DC should just build itself around Jasons.
What
Like,
other
get every
Jasons do
actor.
they already have?
Momoa.
Mantzoukas.
Yeah, they get Jason.
Lee. Bring Jason Lee back. Earl's canon now.
Yeah.
Jason Biggs.
X.
Jason Biggs is Lobo.
No, that I'm really hoping for the extended dream sequence where the Batman teams up with the Joker to fight the aliens or whatever. So to go back to the amalgam stuff real quick. In this crossover, the 2 brothers who are like the gods representing separate gods of the DC and the Marvel universe are having a fight. And so what they do is they pluck heroes out of their universes and make them fight each other to determine which universe gets to stay.
This is when I imagine just like Archie. No, Jughead is the god of Archie comics. and just appears like Shaggy in the meme to erase the Marvel and DC gods from existence?
I think if you wanted
weird.
to, yeah,
He's
I
strange.
think if you really
He's
wanted
not
to.
usual. That's why do you think he wears that hat?
Jughead is kind of like Haruhi in the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Oh, of course. I know what you're talking about.
Where like he just has the powers. Okay, this is an anime in which
an anime. That's I don't need to know.
okay, no, I think you might actually enjoy this. The pitch is a like high school girl has the powers of God, and so a bunch of people are just like teaming up to make sure that she just doesn't kind of like lose her shit because bad things happen. So she really wants there to be espers and aliens and robots, and so
Hell yeah.
the people that are in this club that she joins are a time traveler from the future.
What's the club?
Who's also an alien.
Like a club for extraordinary.
No, it's a club
people?
It's a club to basically like dedicated to finding like proof of the existence of aliens and robots and time travelers and whatnot.
Yeah.
It fucking rules, honestly.
What's it called?
It's the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, I think is her last name.
Cool.
It fucking rules. The second season is kind of weird because it's based off like a light novels technically, I think, and then it was also I think they did manga on it. But the series of light novels
is going to be on the test.
Yeah. The series of light novels at one point revolve around summer vacation, and she doesn't want summer vacation to end, and so it literally just keeps repeating. Like they get to the end of summer and they haven't done the things that they want to do, and she has not done the things she wants to do, so it just starts back over. And so the second season of this show is literally just the same episode like X number of times. I stopped watching at a certain point, but the first season rules. It's a great like slice of life with just some very bizarre shit going on in it.
Hey, I'm always looking for more TV to watch. That does sound fun. I am on board and interested, and we can talk about that another time.
Anyway, my point being that like I could see Jughead being that character for the Archie universe.
Yeah, or God, or like an omnipotent, all-powerful, Shaggy, over 9,000 level type Nexus being. I think they're called in the Marvel universe. Mm-hmm. Well, a Nexus being whatever. Man,
that whole crossover is great because
nerdy.
It ended. Yeah, that crossover is great, fest. and Marvel versus DC because Batman has to fight Wolverine.
I want to give this episode a wedgie. I'm gonna pick this episode up, dunk it in the toilet,
take its
flush
money.
The toilet so its hair gets wet and bad. Unlike our hair, which is dry and good.
That's probably what happened to Ted Cruz. That's why he had to get that yee-ass haircut.
Yee-ass haircut. What a dumb motherfucker. What just an absolute piece of shit.
I'm glad that this episode is like a Ted Cruz.
Did you watch
sandwich.
the CPAC at all?
No, man. Why would I do that? Honey, you can't get mad at me for like being like, yeah, I'm paying attention to the Twitter drama around fucking Scorsese and superheroes, and then turn around and be like, hey, did you watch CPAC? Because that's just like the real life version of that.
Okay, fuck no. Because you're watching people with fucking anime avatars have the same opinions they had 5 years ago about Italians versus superheroes, which we all know Italians are the real superheroes. Whereas I'm seeing Ted Cruz with his yee-ass haircut do the worst stand-up I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've heard that.
CPAC is literally just the worst stand-up anyone's ever done. It's incredible.
I've heard that it's really bad. I'm trying to find that quote that I think Dave Weigel. Shout outs to Dave Weigel on Twitter, I guess.
Does he follow us? Is he one of the Zooms? Mm-hmm.
No, he might be.
Is he one of the 480? It's the, what's the conservative people asshole convention.
Yeah, it's a conservative political action committee, I think. I think it is just like CPAC and then they have their own convention. I don't honestly know. Oh man, why can't I find this? Because he had a quote from Cruise earlier that was just like the Star Wars thing that was so baffling that I wish I could directly quote it, but it's not coming up.
Okay, well, you look for that. He came out to, it was in Orlando. So they're going, so maybe tonight at Disney World. Is Disney World open? They're open. They had the CPAC, the convention of all of everybody's favorite fucking shitheads. And Ted Cruz came out with his yee ass haircut, and he was like, "Oh, it's nice to be here. Great to be here. Orlando's pretty nice. It's not Cancun though.
God,
pretty nice. Not as nice as Cancun."
I found that quote, by the way.
Hell yeah, give me that quote.
While addressing CPAC, this is the Rebel Alliance. Vader and the Emperor are terrified of the rebels gathered here, and I'm proud to tell you, Gina Carano is standing with us.
Fuck yeah, he just set that up that nonsense. So Gia Cordoba could be a name that left his lips. He said some other dumbass shit too. What did he fucking say? It was terrible. I was distracted looking at his yee ass haircut and the lack of bitches on his dick.
I don't think he would be up on stage if that was happening, Nick.
That shit gets crazy, dude. Oh my god, it was so weird. There was one too where there was like this old dude and this younger woman, and the old dude was like, "Everybody, our like event manager, whatever here, just has a short message for you." And she's like, "Hey everyone, please remember that we don't own this. This is a space that we're renting out, and the people that do own this property want you to wear a mask at all times." And everyone's just
yeah.
"Boo! Fuck you! Die right now! Eat shit, you fucking asshole, for telling me what to do. We hate you." And she's like, "I'm sorry. It's that." And then the guy's just like, "You got to think, in your house, you get to set your rules, and we're in someone else's house right now, so we have to abide by their rules." So everyone's gonna fucking have COVID tomorrow, within the next week, and Ted Cruz hopefully will. And he'll be fine. It doesn't even fucking matter. It's not even fucking worth wishing COVID on like shitty people at this point, because they're just gonna be fine, and it's just gonna fuel the fucking idea
they'll have access to the good shit.
Yeah, they got that good shit. God, did you hear about the guy who was bumped to the top of the COVID list because the data was entered wrong, and they thought he was 6.2 centimeters high?
What?
Yeah, they thought it was
like Tom Thumb.
Yeah, like someone entered the data wrong, and they thought he was a little guy, and they're like, "Damn, his BMI is fucking insane. He is at a major health risk."
How do you give a shot to somebody who's sick? What did the doctor get that info and was just like, "Oh shit, we're gonna have to get new needles. Like we're gonna have to invent a new needle for a tiny man."
I doubt it got to like the doctor yet, right? So it just had to be like someone entered it in, forgot to put like 00 at the end or whatever.
Yeah,
so
it was instead of 6.2 meters, it was 6.2 centimeters.
Yeah, and then and
6.2 meters would be insane too. That's like a 20-foot tall person.
Yeah, it has to go through cases, and then the person who's like in charge of sending out letters, I assume there's like some person at some point is either like doing as we all are and working from home and watching fucking WandaVision while they're doing it, and it's just like, yeah. But when do you see that and you're like, holy because I bet it didn't say like height versus weight. I bet it just said BMI. So you have to
probably
get
just said the
someone
BMI.
who
It's like,
says,
oh yeah, your BMI is registered as like 6,000 or something.
And you're just like, that seems really fucking bad.
Yeah, we better get him that shot.
We better
quick.
get them a shot immediately. If they take one bad breath, if they get heartburn, they're dead. What else did? Oh yeah, Ted Cruz said something about he said that he was doing a bit Or I forget what he said about. He said Bernie. He's like the progressives are out there. Bernie's wearing mittens, and AOC is saying that she's been moided. And he did that voice. He did moided. Yes.
What? Why?
Fucking because he saw it on a Simpsons episode.
That's true. It's exactly it.
And it did not land, dude. There's no fucking laughs. It's the driest. It's the driest, like, fucking reception to a joke. It's as dry as Ted Cruz's dick from the lack of bitches on it due to his yee ass haircut. I got back there.
I can't do this anymore, man. We gotta wrap this episode up.
All right, fine. You got any other points you want to make?
No, I think we're streaming tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe we're streaming. Maybe we're streaming in an hour, brother.
Probably not. I don't know. I think Sarah and I are gonna go watch Twin Peaks.
Maybe I streaming in an hour, brother.
All right, so Nick's gonna stream some more Fortnite or something.
Yeah, man.
All right.
But yeah, tomorrow. Fuck. When am I gonna put this episode out? Shit. Maybe later today.
That doesn't matter. This is for the people who are on the stream now.
This is for the people. Yeah, I'll just cut it off. This is for the people. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye, everybody. Peace.
Get a haircut.